Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the Thanksgiving traveler herself, Sandy Reevy.
Hi, everybody. Well, you're the traveler.
It is episode 279, November 27th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, today, full moon at 4 degrees of Gemini.
Don't be the punisher.
November 27th, again today, Mercury in Sagittarius, square Neptune.
Confusing, understand, create.
Then December 1st, this upcoming Friday, Mercury ingress Capricorn.
Mental determination.
And December 2nd, Saturday, Mercury sextile Saturn.
The first of three.
And December 3rd, Sunday, Venus square Pluto.
Obsessive.
Then in Talisman times, we have a brand new Talisman of the month. And on the horizon, we have our free webinar, our December forecast, as well as our 2024 retreat lineup. And in our house, I have a very special meditation for you all this Sagittarius season. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars, it's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of
Hello, Thanksgiving traveler.
I was, and man, it took me a lot longer to get home last night.
Wow, yes. So, where do we begin? I wanna go direct to all of you listeners saying thank you so much. We sent out a thank you email to everyone, just thanking them for their presence in our community. And we got some really wonderful responses. And one of them was Susan C. She says, Sandy, you are an inspiration and a wonderful support in my life. I am grateful for our connection, friendship. Terrific Thanksgiving to you.
Oh.
And I really do. I love our community and all that we're building. It's really wonderful when we have those moments of round table, kind of like a Thanksgiving, and we can all just say thank you for being here and being open-hearted and open-minded.
And thank you, everyone, for everyone's offerings, right? We all have something to offer to the table, as you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we kind of stay in our lane with what we do best, right? Is it the dressing? It's the mashed potatoes. What is it? What is it you offer? It doesn't have to be food, right? But it's kind of like we come to a kumbaya circle of saying, hey, I notice you. I thank you. I'm grateful for you. Right. And your services and your gifts. So it's what we get to do. We should do it every day, but we do get to do it once a year.
Right. So let's move into the transits. We have today, November 27th, Monday, full moon at 4 degrees of Gemini.
Yeah, this happened at 3:16 already a.m. And, this is about not being the punisher. This is the sun is in Sagittarius and the moon opposite it is in Gemini. And so it can be, and we've got the sun in Sag ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is in a what's called adverse placement, is not making any connection to this opposition of sun and moon. And then Mercury, the ruler here, is in the very last degrees of Sagittarius. So really, kind of adverse. So really, it's kind of like a mea culpa, kind of like what's big, some big thing that you might have said that you're looking at and saying, oh, I should probably retrace or retract or rectify some of those comments I've made or the visions that I had that maybe did not lead up to what I wanted. Because the full moon is always a time when we get to look at all the emotional connections or disconnections or baggage or things we carry around we don't need. So it's kind of like, don't punish yourself, but don't punish anyone else either. Unfair.
Yes. Right. We're all human. We're all figuring it out here together. And yeah, I think that's a great message for this full moon. So still today, we have another transit, Mercury square Neptune.
And this is the first of 3. Mercury will come back in while he's getting ready to retrograde, not for another 2 weeks, but he'll make this first of 3 passes. And it's always more activated, when it's the first of 3 or first of 5. This is a first of 3 passes. Mercury never makes for one of 5. It's the slower moving planets that can make 5 passes on something. But anyway, I've digressed. The square to Neptune, think about that. Like, confusing, huh? What are you talking about? Right? Clarifying questions. But because we have this over the next 5 weeks, we'll have the first pass today, then we'll have the second pass sometime in mid-December, and then the last pass sometime in January. So over the next 5 weeks, we really have something that's called confusion, understand, create. Confused, understand it, create it. Confused about it, understand it, create it. So it'll be this like 3-part maneuver multiple times, right? So you got to do it in that order, though. What are you confused about? Get it clarify it, understand it better so that you can create something from it versus, well, I don't know what the hell is going on, and staying there. Don't stay there. It's not, it won't behoove you to stay in confusion, because if you can understand it, then we can use our imagination to create a solution, even if it's temporary over the next 5 weeks. So I like this, right? I don't mind, squares make us actually do something. It makes us enact, react, move about. It makes us, it's kind of like the rock in the hard place. Well, we'll move our foot if the rock's too heavy, right? We'll move our foot. We're not like, this is not comfortable. We got to move it. So we got to do something. So, I like this square, believe it or not.
All right. Well, awesome. And then we pretty much time travel all the way to December 1st, Friday. That's the next astrological transit, Mercury ingress Capricorn.
Yeah. Mental determination. Mercury now is out of his detriment. He rules Gemini. So when he's in his opposite sign of Sagittarius, which he's just coming out of. Now, hold on, folks, because he goes back into Sagittarius during his retrograde, but not for a while, right? Not till for another 3 or so weeks. So mental determination now. Our thoughts and all of our mental activity are setting high bars. This is towards success. Capricorn is about climbing the side of the mountain straight up. So, but, let's be cautious about this, because Mercury is in shadow, because he's going to come back to this placement. And we'll be back here 2 more times with the last pass on January 15th to finalize, to conclude, to rectify what's going on in your mind right now. So that's December 1st through January 15th. Like, that's a 6-week period, right? Where, what are your thoughts? What are your mental activities? How have you raised the bar? If you're on a new workout program, or, ate too much at Thanksgiving and you're like, I'm determined to lower the bar on my weight scale, right? It's just like, move the bar toward a successful outcome. So, it'll be interesting because we'll be back from Mexico retreat on that time frame. We'll be back on January 13th. So I really find that interesting that anyone that is going, and I do have 1 more space left, anyone that is going gets to kind of raise the bar now and use that whole week that will be gone to find, to use this Mercury. I'm teaching Mercury, what Mercury is in Capricorn. So
Yes.
mental connecting of the will for ambitious success.
Which kind of goes into the next transit, which is December 2nd, Saturday, Mercury sextile Saturn.
Yeah, this is really lovely. There's a reception here. And I always like to use the reception. I call this the first of three. So think about this. Mercury's in Capricorn, sextiling, easy, opportunistic aspect, Saturn. Well, Saturn rules Capricorn, right? So what it's called in astrology terms is Saturn is welcoming Mercury into his domicile. Do we understand that, Alex? So Saturn rules Capricorn. He's not there. He's in Pisces, right? So he's over there. He's not at his home. He's over visiting Pisces area. But Mercury has come to Saturn's domicile, Capricorn.
Right.
So it's called Saturn is welcoming Mercury into his domicile, even though he's not there.
Yes.
Right.
That makes sense.
So this is the first of three approaches. So it's a serious approach to what needs to happen. Take your time on your project. Focus.
Yes.
Focus. Get that, whether it's the microscope or the periscope or the telescope or the binoculars, right? Or, the projector, where you have to find that sweet spot of finding the exact focus, not too much this way, not too much that way, but right there. That's where it's clear. Boom.
Yes.
We all know what that's like. And it does.
And sometimes they're always like, a moving target that, it is great to have it within focus, but also life loves to throw those curveballs sometimes. But now again, it's just about that refocusing, about having the dedication and determination to refocus whenever it goes awry.
Yeah. It's like what's the serious, what needs to happen? What are the steps? Mercury likes the details. What are and Saturn's helping him. Saturn is saying, hey, come on, I'll provide you. In fact, you're in my domicile. I have workout equipment in my domicile, my home. Hey, I have, files, I have organization, I have tools that you can use when you get to Capricorn. It's pretty funny, pretty interesting when you think about it. It's like Mercury's now running and Saturn says, hey, here's the key to get into my house. Everything you need is there for a successful outcome. And he gets to be here 3 times, right? So he's going to go work it out, figure it out, come back to Saturn, the end, the middle of January and say, hey, thank you. I've got everything. I've used your tools. Thank you. So use this time. This is an awesome time
to center in,
to figure out what needs to happen. What do you need to do? What's the next step? First of all, what's the goal? What's the next step? Right.
So Sunday, the end of our week, December 3rd, Venus square Pluto.
Yeah, now we got Venus, and she's in Libra. So she's in this her territory of all is well, this is beautiful. Oh, we're in balance, all this connecting, sharing, and now square to Pluto. So could be obsessive, right? Tone things down. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've reached out to your friend to say, hey, let's get together for dinner on Friday night, and that person hasn't reached back in your time frame, excuse them, tone it down. Don't go, you're not answering me,
Right. Right.
Want to go out on Friday night, right? It's like, calm your horses. Anytime, the planet Venus, she can hold some grudges. She can be jealous. I mean, if we think of Aphrodite, right? but tone it down a little bit. You are not the only one who must get their way. You know, something can get under your skin and be annoying, right? You could be annoying to someone. Someone could be annoying to you. So learn moderation, learn to compromise here, and don't have any plastic surgery today.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
It's Sunday. I don't know who's doing plastic surgery detail, but don't do that. Not a good time.
All right. So that's a wrap on the horizon. So let's move into talisman times. It's going to be a short one because no finish nor any upcoming. However, we have a new talisman of the month for the month of December, and it is to work together for success together. Together, we design and construct a community plan for the people. And you chose this one.
I chose this one because the moon is in the 7th house. So this is an angle house. The moon is in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, making an aspect with Mercury and Sagittarius in the 10th house. So this is about what are we doing for others that is constructive and possible. So again, this was made in some years ago, but it's still available. And I really like this one because this is the energy that we're engaging with, you know, right around here, as we just mentioned this last week, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, so let's move on to the horizon, where we still have our lessons from Mercury free webinar up and ready for you on the website. You can click in any of the links in the description. And we also just finished up the December forecast and cheat sheet for the month of December. You can watch that now with a free Big Dipper trial. We would love to have you on our Patreon community as well. If you listen to this podcast, it's a really great resource where you can ask Sandy and Susan questions. You can download your monthly cheat sheets. And also, if you have a higher tier, you get a monthly reading with Sandy and Susan. In January, we have our 2024 Mexico retreat happening January 6th through the 13th. This is all about Mercury. So we've been talking a lot about Mercury here on the podcast. It's making a lot of moves, and it is a tenant to the sun. So this is about how we communicate, and you will be diving deep into your communication, your internal communication, your external communication, maybe even a little bit of your, kind of body language. How does that, come through in your ways that you communicate? So I think that's going to be an amazing retreat, and it is at Casa Tara, which is a eco-luxury resort in just north of Cabo San Lucas. And it's such a great, it really is the definition of a retreat, because there is no artificial big city lights. It is you and the beautiful bluff of the Sea of Cortez.
I know, and we've been going every year, and it's just a really good time to reset, because it's beginning of the year.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. One space, one room left, whether you're bringing your friend or you want it by yourself.
Yes, we would love to have you. April 3rd to the 14th. This is the Bali retreat. If you have not been to Bali, I'm sure you've heard about it and you feel the call, because really Bali has so many life lessons that it can teach you. Not only will we dive in astrologically, we will dive into the culture, we will dive into just this incredible sacred scenery of Bali. The people teach you so much. The traffic teaches you so much. The overall being of that entire island it's transformational. Absolutely. We'll give more information on that soon. But if you want some more information now, go ahead and click any of the links in the description, or you can also receive a free 15-minute reading with Sandy to ask questions to see if the retreat is a good fit for you. Those are really wonderful. So if you haven't yet, click on that, get your free reading. And Greece retreat and the Egypt retreat are coming then later in the year. So I think without further ado, let's get into our house where I have a new meditation for a Sagittarius season. This is a meditation, a walking meditation. So if you do have, a safe place to go and explore a little bit, head over there now, and then I will be starting this meditation shortly.
We all have this Sagittarius energy within us. In a moment, we will begin a walking meditation to explore the knowledge of this Sagittarius energy. To begin, find a natural place outside your door that is safe to walk around. This can be a natural environment such as a forest, beach, park, or garden. Take this moment to find a starting spot to begin your walking meditation. Or you can pause the episode here if you need more time. Let's begin. We will explore the practice of Shinrin Yoku, the Japanese art of forest bathing, where we engage in a walking meditation, connecting deeply with the nature that surrounds us. Take a moment and stand still, grounding yourself. Take a few deep breaths to settle into this present moment. And before taking your first steps, feel the earth beneath your feet. Whether your shoes are on or off, sense the texture, temperature, and the stability of the ground. Letting your feet be your guides. Follow your feet as they lead you forward, naturally and unhurriedly. There is no final destination here. Consider each grounding step as your destination. Continue walking at a slow and deliberate pace, taking each step with mindfulness. And as you walk, be open and embrace the environment around you, using all 5 of your senses. Sound. Listen attentively to the symphony of nature. Notice the rustling of leaves, the song of the birds, and the buzzing of insects. Let these sounds become the soundtrack to your walk. Touch. Feel the gentle touch of nature as you reach out your hand to the trees, water, or plants around you. Notice their textures, shapes, and the sensations they evoke. Smell. Breathe in deeply, taking in the scents that surround you. Whether it's the fragrance of the flowers, the earthy aroma of the forest floor, or the subtle perfume of a fresh breeze. Let these scents fill you. Sight. As you continue walking mindfully, observe the beauty that unfolds before you. Notice the play of light and shadow, the vibrant colors of the foliage, and the intricate details of the play before you. Let your gaze wander, absorbing and taking in the richness of the scenery. Taste. Finally, as you breathe in the fresh, crisp air, notice any taste that lingers in your mouth. Be aware of how the air feels on your tongue and the sensations it creates within you. And as we conclude our guided walking meditation, take a few moments to feel gratitude for this experience and the connection you are fostering with nature. Thank you for joining along on this journey. Feel free to continue your walk as far as time allows, and I'll see you back here at Astrology Meditations soon.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for taking that journey of the 5 senses surrounding you in this Sagittarius season. Go and keep exploring. Put one foot in front of the other. That is an amazing rhythm that you can use this fiery energy of Sagittarius in your own life. So thank you again, everybody. We will see you all next week.
Bye, everyone. That was beautiful, Alex. Thank you for your meditations.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story.